The popular phrase, never depend on a man, is wounded feminine energy. Women with this mindset are afraid to be vulnerable and trust a man. Maybe because of past heartbreak or because they didn't have their own father as a trustworthy person in their lives. But this fear mindset is unhealthy, especially for women who desire relationships and love. We must heal if we want a good relationship. So the wounded feminine is very guarded and she's uncomfortable with being vulnerable and trusting others. But the healthy feminine is comfortable being vulnerable with the right people, and she also has boundaries. And in a relationship, you must trust each other to have a healthy, harmonious relationship. A woman is supposed to be able to depend on her man and trust her man, especially financially. Let's face the facts, women are the vulnerable ones, especially during pregnancy and when we have kids. So we seek out security from our men naturally. This is nature. And it's always been crazy to me how women say never depend on a man financially, but then turn around and risk their lives to have 2 or 3 of his babies, sign a 30-year loan with him, and lay next to him every night. Like, isn't this way more risky than depending on him to pay the bills and provide? Why would you do all of this with a man you cannot financially depend on? It is logical, natural, and healthy to trust a man for security, resources, and financial security. Our culture today has taught women to be too independent, and it's actually unhealthy for us. We stay guarded in relationships and attract the wrong men as a result. We attract men we cannot trust who leave us to struggle alone with the kids. We use jobs as protection for men, and I've seen so many women say the only reason they get degrees or work so hard is to have their own in defense of men. They think that that's going to protect them from abuse and low quality men. And this is terrible because we do all of this out of fear. And I have no problem with women getting degrees and pursuing careers that they actually love, but that's not the case. All of this hyper independence comes from fear, which I do not support. I say have a plan for unfortunate events, but don't deprive yourself of them. For example, a car. Imagine you want your dream car, but you're afraid you may get into an accident and get hurt. And it's like saying, I'm never driving again, I might wreck. I don't trust cars. But instead, you can plan, get car insurance, get health insurance, drive safely, get enough sleep, avoid certain things in certain areas. If it happens, you have a plan, but you don't completely stop driving because of the fear of disaster, because you'll never get to enjoy that dream car, or in this case, your dream relationship, because you're holding on to fear. And I've also noticed that the women who say never to depend on a man end up very resentful when they cannot trust or depend on the man when they need him. But this is partially their fault. And women usually come to this realization after the kids are born and nature takes its course, because that's when the gender differences and roles are very obvious. And the woman realizes that she needs a dependable man. And obviously, I'm not saying to depend on a low quality man or a stingy man or a controlling man. Choose someone who's generous and a healthy guy. You have to vet properly. Depend on a dependable man, not a low quality, unfit man. You cannot attract a healthy, masculine, dependable man if you do not believe you can trust or depend on a man. You must let go of that fear and change your beliefs about men in order to attract your healthy dream man and relationship. The healthy feminine is vulnerable in relationships with the right people. that she's vetted over time. The healthy feminine trusts her healthy masculine. The healthy feminine in a relationship isn't independent out of fear, nor codependent out of insecurity, but interdependent with her healthy masculine partner. So choose a man you can depend on, especially financially.